Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, coming to you from the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. And we are up here for the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce's annual policy conference. So we have with us the Vice President, Simon Whitelocke. He is with ITC Holdings and also President of ITC Michigan. You know, I know you folks. I don't know that everyone knows you folks. So let's talk a little bit about what ITC is.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, first of
Great
all.
to have you.
Yeah, this is great. So ITC, we own and operate the high voltage grid in the Lower Peninsula here in Michigan. So the grid meaning the big wires and towers that you might see driving down the road that move power from where it's generated to where it's actually consumed. So
I have to feel, in the grand scheme of things, that's like kind of saying, you live here and you need to go there. I own the car, right?
we own the road. We
Okay.
own the highway. If you use roads as an analogy, we own the interstate system.
Okay. And you've been around a while.
We have. We got it started back in 2003 when DTE sold off this portion of the business to ITC, and that's how we got our start. We're headquartered in Novi, Michigan, and we have about 800 employees, most of whom are located in Michigan, but we are also elsewhere in the Midwest.
Okay, so I didn't know so much about outside of here. What other
Yeah.
states are you in?
So we are in 8 states, but primarily Michigan, Iowa, Minnesota, Kansas, Oklahoma. That's where our
Okay,
primary
really
operations
kind
are.
of
Yeah.
a circumference here,
Yeah. Midwest.
distribution
Mhm.
center. So just a little off note, I graduated from Northville High School, and when I was in high school, there was no Novi High School. Okay, so that's how much that area has changed.
Just yesterday. Yeah.
Yes,
So
it was a
our
while.
headquarters is right there
It was a few
in Novi.
few days ago. All right, how did you gravitate to this position?
Interesting. I've worked at the company now for 21 years.
Oh, okay.
And I did not set out to work in the energy business, but I think like most of us, our careers have taken twists and turns.
Who winds up doing what they were trained for? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
But I am a CPA by training. That's how
Oh,
I started my career, working in CPA firms. And then I went back and did my MBA. And then I got a job working at a utility. And then I came over to ITC shortly after that and been here since.
so you've been kind of there since they were acquired,
Pretty close,
really.
yeah. Just a
Yeah,
couple months after the company started,
yeah.
I started, and it's been great, great company, great culture, great group of people. We've done some great things. Feel really good about the impact that we've had on the grid.
All right, so enough softball. How safe is our grid?
Our grid is in very good shape. It's from well, I think of safety primarily like personal safety, and then I think of it from a cybersecurity
Right.
safety perspective, and I think sort of the general public reliability. And I think here in Michigan and our whole footprint, I mean, we've done a lot of work over the last 20 years. I think we've invested over $7 billion in the grid here in Michigan
Oh,
to
wow.
improve reliability, increase capacity, get the grid ready for where we are today. We are seeing major changes coming at us in terms of how energy is generated.
Yeah.
So we have to account for that. We have to interconnect new renewables on the system. And right now, we're also seeing a huge amount of economic development activity that we've got to work to connect these new customers, get them up and running as fast as possible. So there's a lot of stuff happening in our world right now.
Well, I
And
would think so. Because when you look at, usually what we're asking companies is like, okay, where's your next move? How are you going to expand? I would say you're probably going to expand a lot within your present footprint.
we are, yes, there's a tremendous amount of growth. So we've got just taking care of the day-to-day sort of bread and butter stuff, but then we also have new projects that we're building. We have a new project that runs sort of right through the middle of the state from mid-Michigan down to the Indiana border. That project is underway. We're going to work on that for the next few years. We
So
may have.
that's moving power to those areas.
Yes, it just creates another, think of it like adding another highway
Yeah.
to the infrastructure. First time since the early 80s that we'll be building a new connection from the lower peninsula of Michigan to outside of the state. So this is a pretty big deal for us. And we have other similar projects coming at us too. So it's an exciting time to be in the business. And on top of all of that, we have, Mother Nature, we have the bad guys are trying to do the cybersecurity thing.
It's an ongoing,
it is
isn't it?
it is
It's
a
like
never
painting a
ending.
bridge.
It is, yes, that's how we've approached it, and we've done well at it.
Yeah, well, excellent. Because everybody worries about that. What if the Russians come and they close us down or whatever? So it's good to know we're in good stead in that regard. So future plans for you? I mean, are you going to own the company someday? Oh, whoa, oh, this may go out on the air.
I no, I've had a wonderful career at ITC, and I worked with some great people, and I think when I first started in at the company, I thought, well, we'll get this place up and running,
Tried a
but I
few
don't know what I'm going to do
years.
for after that. That's
Yeah,
2 years, and
yeah.
it's been 21, and there's no end in sight in terms of exciting things coming at us. So it's been great.
Well, that's the part. It's like probably every one of your days looks different.
It does,
Yeah.
and I really enjoy the job. I really enjoy the industry, and as I said before, I didn't think I was going to get into this, but since I have, it's been wonderful.
Well, it's good to have you on, and I feel much more secure now about turning my lights on.
Good.
All right.
Hope you
Thanks.
don't have to think about it too much.
I appreciate
Then
it.
that means we're doing our
All
job.
right. It doesn't keep me up, but I do think about it. All
Good.
right. Simon Whitelocke, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
President of ITC Michigan. We are coming to you from the Grand Hotel, which is where the Detroit Chamber of Commerce has their annual policy conference. I'm Chris Holman. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network, and we'll be back with more.